Well, good morning, everyone. My name is Catherine Schick, and I am the Communications Director for Feedmore, Western New York. On behalf of all of us at Feedmore, I want to thank you for joining us as we celebrate this exciting collaboration between the New York Power Authority, the Electric Power Research Institute, and Feedmore, Western New York, which will yield nutritious produce for our community members in need. We are thrilled to have several representatives from NYPA here with us today, including Chairman John Coleman and Vice President of Environmental Justice and Sustainability, Lisa Paynes-Wansley, both of whom you'll hear from later this morning. We also welcome our representative from EPRI, Principal Technical Leader Frank Sharp. Frank has been instrumental in getting our container farm up and running, and we look forward to hearing from him during the program. In addition, we are joined by several Feedmore Western New York staff members, including our newest member of the team, our farm coordinator, Samuel Haumisser. Sam's back there. Sam will oversee the growing and harvesting of the produce inside the container farm and will be providing personal tours of the farm after the formal program. We also are deeply pleased to have Feedmore Western New York Board Chair Jerry Sheldon with us this morning. Hi, Jerry. And I do want to acknowledge our President and CEO, Tara Ellis. She deeply wanted to be with us today, but is adhering to the New York State COVID-19 travel guidelines, and she sends her warmest regards to all. In addition, we are deeply honored to have some of our dedicated elected representatives here with us today. We welcome New York State Senator Tim Kennedy, City of Buffalo Mayor Byron Brown, and Kevin Jolly, who is representing Majority Leader Peoples-Stokes' office. Behind me, you'll notice the reason we're all here today, the beautiful 40-feet indoor production facility made possible through the generosity of NYPA and EPRI. Bearing the brand Rooting for Our Neighbors, this container farm will be used to grow and harvest nutritious produce for distribution to our hungry Western New York neighbors in need. While we have chosen to grow kale exclusively for the first year in order to aid EPRI in its research on container farming, we look forward to growing other nutritious produce in the years to come. Fresh fruits and vegetables are vitally important components of a healthy diet. However, for food insecure community members, fresh produce can be challenging to access due to a variety of reasons, including financial constraints, lack of transportation, and lack of nearby grocery stores, farmers markets, or bodegas. While food insecurity has long been a problem in Western New York, the pandemic has only exacerbated the need for food assistance in our community. In fact, approximately 400,000 individuals in Feedmore, Western New York's 4-county service area do not have adequate access to enough food to lead a healthy lifestyle. And tragically, this includes more than 80,500 children. At Feedmore, Western New York, we have seen the number of people who rely on our services increase dramatically, from the children and families who rely on our food bank distribution center to our homebound older community members who are served through our Meals on Wheels program. Because of this, Feedmore, Western New York is distributing more food than ever before. In 2019, our organization distributed enough nutritious food to provide more than 12 million meals to our hungry community members. We surpassed that milestone in September of this year, and we are now on track to provide enough food for more than 15.5 million meals by the end of 2020. With this container farm, Feedmore, Western New York will be able to grow its own nutritious produce year-round for the benefit of our hungry community members. This will be a fantastic and much-needed supplement to the healthy produce that we purchase using donor dollars and through state and federal grant support, that is donated through our farmers and other partners, and that we grow in our community garden at our Holt Street location during our limited growing season. And now, it is my sincere pleasure to introduce NYPA Board Chairman John Coleman.
Thank you very much, Catherine. Not many people take sincere pleasure in introducing me, so that's all the more appreciated. Good morning, everyone. I'm certainly very happy to be here this morning on a beautiful day in more respects than just the incredible weather. we're having and represent the NYPA team for this exciting announcement. It's always an honor to join our mayor as well as Senator Kennedy at events such as this. They work incredibly hard every day to serve and represent our community and are true champions of our city and region. And I also want to thank Tara Ellis and the entire team at Feedmore, Western New York, for the great work they do every day for the benefit of our community and for hosting us all this morning. And I certainly want to offer a very big thank you to Frank Sharp and the Electric Power Research Institute, or EPRI, Ms. Catherine has already referred them, for selecting us, NYPA, to participate in this great pilot project to support our neighbors in need. As you'll hear, we were originally one of only 8. Now I think it's 11 or 13, Frank mentioned moments ago, across the country to be involved in this demonstration project. And we certainly appreciate your confidence, Frank, and be assured we won't disappoint. As you just heard about making nutritious food more universally available, it's always been a challenge. It's obviously become all the more problematic during this devastating pandemic. Hence the marriage of indoor farming and this shipping container, while a small first step, will be vital to our ability as a community to make fresh produce available to those most in need. And through our collaboration with EPRI and Feedmore, Western New York, we hope this will become an indoor farm that will grow fresh produce year-round to help families across our community. The photos you could see before our small little breeze took a toll show just how impressive the outcomes will be in only 6 short weeks, with multiple aisles of kale plant panels on adjustable rows attached to overhead tracks and energy-efficient LED lighting. Looking ahead, when scaled, we're confident our partnership will be the beginning of a solution to increasing the availability and affordability of fresh fruits and vegetables year-round to the insecure community members. Beyond always wanting to contribute to the betterment of our communities we serve, you may wonder why NYPA is involved in this effort. Well, we're active leaders in a wide range of initiatives across the state to create sustainable ways to address critical community needs, while at the same time reducing greenhouse gas emissions. And indoor agriculture is a very real solution to both of those problems. Hence, as I mentioned earlier, we're proud to be selected to participate in EPRI's study to show how low-energy indoor farming can operate and interact efficiently with the electric grid. Indoor farms use far less water and land than conventional farming and can obviously be built anywhere. Not having to transport produce long distances reduces both costs and carbon emissions and will help New York State reach its clean energy goals. And at a relevant scale, projects such as this will ultimately provide critically needed produce for Feedmore's nutrition programs in support of its efforts to eradicate hunger across Western New York. This project also reflects NYPA's mission and commitment to provide beneficial programs to underserved communities. And that work is led by our environmental justice team, which has worked incredibly hard to bring this project to fruition. You'll hear in a few minutes from Lisa Payne-Wansley, our VP of Environmental Justice and Sustainability. And I also want to recognize Matt Caruso, who's also here with us today and has been leading our efforts on this project for much of this year. So thank you very much again for the opportunity to join you this morning to launch this initiative. Be assured all of us at NYPA are very proud to be involved and look forward to seeing it become an effective and efficient community asset that makes a very positive impact and difference for our community and those in need. With that, I'm very proud and pleased to introduce Frank Sharp, EPRI's principal technical leader, who's been guiding this project every step of the way. Frank?
Thank you. Well, first of all, thank you all so much for having us here today. EPRI is so excited to be partnering with NYPA, the City of Buffalo and the region, the state of New York, as well as Feedmore, Western New York. So thank you all for having us. I'd just like to say that this is such an exciting project for EPRI because it brings together so many different parts of the work we do, which is about thinking about an efficient and beneficial grid, and allowing that grid to impact the neighborhoods and communities that are served by utilities like NYPA and others throughout the U.S. And so there's a lot of interesting research questions in a container like this and within this project. But today I really want to focus on 3 key areas: collaboration, decarbonization, and the sustainability and community impact. From a collaboration perspective, a project like this is such a great example of the way collaboration works. You have a national impact here where you see this container is part of a broader network of 11 to 13 soon throughout the U.S. Where learnings from those containers are coming in to New York State, but also the learnings here go back out. And where one organization is learning from a different operational model, others are benefiting. That's such a great story, and that's what we really love to see collaboration at a national level work at this. But at a local level, the collaboration story is so much deeper here. You have Feedmore, Western New York, providing local, freshly grown produce to at-risk communities. You have NYPA partnering to bring together this clean, efficient electrification technology that allows agriculture to occur throughout the U.S. and address things like food deserts wherever they're found. So we're no longer constrained to that same model of traditional long-distance logistics field agriculture where we're dependent on fossil fuels to tend and harvest and then move the product across the U.S. So this allows us to bring that research to Western New York and do the work in collaboration where the local community benefits, but that also allows us to address the issues of decarbonization. As we've seen the utility industry decarbonize their generation and work in other areas, but also the role of utilities decarbonizing has also been to bring those learnings into the community in a project like this, where we begin to see a benefit on the community's water, air, land use, things that are beneficial to all, regardless of where you live in the state or where you live in the U.S. And that just decarbonization story is just leveraged by the efficient technologies here that allow us to bring 52 weeks a year of production to Feedmore, where you all can grow a wide range of products, regardless of your outdoor conditions. So that's the story around decarbonization, but that also brings us back to there's a lot of questions that we still don't know. So that's the reason we do this work, to understand what's the true benefit, what's the true decarbonization technology and sustainability impacts. And so when we start thinking about sustainability and the community, this is such a great project because we think about we're reducing the amount of water, we're reducing the use of fossil fuels, but we're delivering produce to people who are in need, and it's local. And that allows the community to benefit from work like this, and that's the reason that collaborative model is so powerful, and its benefits work throughout this project into decarbonization, sustainability, community impact. And so with that, really focusing on the community and sustainability part, I'd like to turn it over now to Lisa Payne-Wansley, NYPA's VP of Sustainability and Environmental Justice, who will kind of talk more about the sustainability and community impact. Thank you, Lisa. And also thank you again for your team partnering in this, because you've been such a great partner, as has Matt. So thank you all, and we look forward to learning from this with you all.
Thank you, Frank. It's so wonderful to be here with you on such a glorious day in Western New York and share some much needed good news. The Feedmore, New York indoor food production project encapsulates one of the most vital aspects of environmental justice: access to healthy food in urban neighborhoods. It's also a celebration of the power of innovative partnerships between government, community, and the research sector. So how did we get here today? The Electric Power Research Institute, NYPA's longtime research collaborator, came to us seeking a local partner for their indoor food production project. Unlike a traditional farm, this urban farm system will grow produce vertically, indoors without soil, with nutrition provided by water and light energy from powerful LED lights. The goal of this nationwide project is to increase the availability and reduce the cost of fresh fruits and vegetables in communities who live in food deserts, particularly in urban areas. Feedmore, New York was a natural partner for this project. They were able to immediately envision the potential benefits of the container garden for their communities for years to come. NYPA's environmental justice staff and I look forward to working with all of you on this exciting project to provide more nutritious, low-cost food to feed more people in Western New York. It is my pleasure to introduce our dynamic New York State Senator, Tim Kennedy.
Well, good morning, everyone. It is really an honor to be here with all of you. I want to thank, first of all, everyone here at Feedmore, Western New York, for the incredible work that they do each and every day throughout the year. A special thanks to Catherine Schick and her leadership here, as well as Tara Ellis. Unfortunately, she can't be with us, but all of the workers here that are so dedicated to our community and helping those in need. Our community is truly indebted to you for your service, especially during these difficult times of the pandemic. I want to recognize again John Coleman. His vision and leadership should not be underestimated. He's constantly out there advocating for our community, and we truly appreciate your work, John. To Frank Sharp, thank you so much for your dedication and for your vision in helping to make this happen and your partnership with NYPA. And Lisa Payne-Wansley, who you just heard from, who is leading the way for environmental justice and is truly a wonderful leader in our community. Thank you, Lisa, for your work. And of course, and I'll speak about him in a moment, our great mayor, Byron Brown. Thank you so much for being here and for your continued leadership. And we all know, once again, this is unprecedented times that we're going through right now. This pandemic has ravaged communities across our state, across the nation, and the globe. And one of the most important things that we can ensure people have is that sustenance, is the food to get through the day, and shelter and water. Those are the things that just get people to be able to live, to start the day. Without food, we cannot live a healthy life. And Feedmore, Western New York has been ensuring that individuals across our community have the food and have the sustenance, especially the fresh fruits and vegetables that are necessary to live a strong quality of life during this pandemic. I was honored to partner with Feedmore, Western New York, and Mayor Byron Brown and Majority Leader Peoples-Stokes and the NAACP on a number of different initiatives this year to feed the community. We had thousands and thousands of people come to various outposts across Buffalo, Western New York, to get the food that Feedmore provides and that our community has generously given. And this container farm is going to allow Feedmore to take their work to a whole new level. It's going to ensure the sustainability of Feedmore, Western New York, especially during some of the harsh winter months that we have. And we're blessed with 70+ degree weather here today in November. It's not going to be long before the white stuff starts falling. I hate to tell everybody, but we all know that that's coming. So in the meantime, we got to make sure that we're prepared for it, and Feedmore, Western New York has the resources that they need in order to provide for the community that they do and serve so well each and every day. So again, a true thank you to Feedmore, Western New York, and all the great work that they do. We have a lot of partners in government, but oftentimes it takes a true leader to make things happen. And when we need leadership in the city of Buffalo, Mayor Byron Brown has been there time and time again. And through this pandemic, as I've already mentioned, he and his office have partnered with us in each and every way to make sure that the people of Buffalo and all of Western New York have what they need to get through this pandemic, but also in a vision moving forward as our community suffers through this pandemic, as our state and our nation suffer the catastrophic financial difficulties that we're going through. We see Buffalo continuing to move forward, continuing momentum. This container farm here today at Feedmore in the heart of the city is another demonstration of that continued forward momentum. And Mayor Byron Brown's office and he personally have been the driving force in helping to make these things happen. So without further ado, I introduce to you our great mayor of the city of Buffalo, Byron Brown.
Senator Kennedy, thank you very much for that very kind introduction, and thank you for your great partnership in so many of the things that we have been able to accomplish in the city of Buffalo. Many years ago, former President Barack Obama said Buffalo is on the move. And even during COVID-19, such a difficult time, not only for our city, our state, our nation, but for the entire globe, we have seen a circumstance where the inequities that exist in society that have so impacted Black and brown communities have become much more pronounced during COVID-19. This is a great day in Buffalo. This is a great partnership that's being announced, and I am very honored to be here at Feedmore, Western New York, to be part of this great announcement, this partnership on this container farm with Feedmore, Western New York, EPRI, the New York Power Authority, the Power Authority Environmental Justice Program, and Governor Andrew Cuomo's office, and the Buffalo and Western New York community. This, as you heard, is a pilot program, but it is a pilot program that's going to make a difference in a lot of lives. Low-income communities, particularly Black and brown low-income communities, have a very difficult time even in the best of circumstances, when we're not dealing with COVID-19, accessing nutritious foods, fresh vegetables and fruits. And this pilot program, this container farm, will address that critical need in our community. Like Senator Kennedy said, I want to thank Feedmore, Western New York, for the great work that they do in our community. I am very pleased that I have been able to partner with this great organization in a variety of different ways. I want to thank John Coleman and the New York Power Authority for all of the ways that they have partnered with communities in Buffalo and Western New York and across the state. They certainly are truly making a difference. This is a great day for Buffalo. Great day for Feedmore, Western New York, and it gives us all the opportunity to do more for low-income communities, communities that have experienced food insecurity, and make a difference in the lives of residents in our community. Senator Kennedy and I were talking to Sam, the coordinator of the container farm, and we were saying to Sam that once the kale starts to grow, we want to come back with Majority Leader Crystal Peoples-Stokes, see the kale growing, and be among the first to try out some of this great kale that will be a nutritious food staple for many in our community. Thank you all very much.
Thank you so much, Mayor, and that is an open invitation. We'd love to have you all back to see the kale thriving, and we're really, really excited. And, you know, Feedmore is excited to begin our first year of growing in this container farm environment with kale, because kale is a superfood packed with critical vitamins and minerals to promote good health. The kale grown in this container farm will be used across Feedmore, Western New York's feeding programs. It will be distributed throughout our 4-county network of partner food pantries and soup kitchens that rely on Feedmore, Western New York for nutritious food and support. And it will be delivered directly to our hungry community members, served through our mobile food pantry program. The kale will also be incorporated in the nutritious and medically appropriate meals that we provide to our homebound older neighbors through our Meals on Wheels program. And nutrition education is also a critical component of Feedmore Western New York's mission. The kale grown in the container farm will be used for Feedmore Western New York's nutrition education programs and will be integrated into workshops and recipe demonstrations that teach young children up to older adults about the importance of making healthy choices. On the table next to the podium, you will find some healthy and delicious recipes incorporating kale that have been provided by our nutrition team. And we encourage you to pick up a recipe to take home after our formal event closes. And at this time, we're going to ask our representatives and elected officials to remain up here to help us cut the ribbon to commemorate the opening of our Rooting for Our Neighbors container farm. You will notice that we will be using orange ribbon, as orange is the national color of hunger awareness. Thanks to our wonderful partners at NYPA and EPRI, the container farm is another step forward to eradicating hunger in our Western New York communities. Following our ribbon cutting, our speakers will be available to answer individual questions. The media is also welcome to tour the container farm and take photographs. Because Feedmore, Western New York serves some of our most vulnerable and high-risk populations, we must adhere to the highest standards of safety and social distancing protocols. We remind you to remain masked, keep 6 feet of distance apart from one another, and avoid shaking hands or hugging when greeting one another. We also will only allow one person to tour the container farm at a time. We kindly ask you to remain patient, and we promise to give everyone ample time for all to tour the container farm and ask questions if they so desire. And we thank all of you for helping Feedmore Western New York provide more food and perform more good throughout Western New York.
3, 2, 1.